Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend DG Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
Diggity dank.
Hello and welcome back to another week of the Nightwing news. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is.
Hi, I'm Kristen.
And tonight we will be covering new Teen Titans games. Ooh, nice. And I have a few quick current appearances of Mr. Richard Grayson.
Okay, awesome. Keep us up to date.
Always, when anything is all Nightwing news.
So true.
News on everything old and new.
That's right. Well, this one was new, and then I went back and saw the copyright, and then I was like, oh, you know when this actually came out?
I was looking online. Isn't it like 2011?
Yeah, 2011. I was like, oh my God, it's been 11 years.
For some reason, I thought they released that like more current, but I guess not. But again, it took how long to come out because it's set in Marvin George's 80s.
Yeah, I mean, it took like 20 years, well, 30 years almost to come out. 20.
But yeah, before we get to that, yes, I have some Dick Grayson appearances. I showed you the cover for the one shot DC vs. Vampires Hunters, and I spent the extra $1 and got the variant cover with Dick and Damian on it.
Nice. So does Dick appear?
And the weird 90s box in the corner.
Isn't there like a Batman and Tim cover like that?
There's a lot of 90s. There was the regular Batman book in the 90s had that box, and it's like that makes no sense.
Isn't there a cover where Tim Robin is kind of doing that and Batman standing behind him at some point?
Maybe, but I remember this box, but I'm like, this makes no sense because Dick and Tim aren't. I mean, Bruce and Tim aren't even in this book, so I'm like, why are we doing this? It has nothing to do with the 90s. I was like, I mean,
I don't know.
It looks cool, but it had nothing to do with the story. But remember when we got the big reveal that Dick was Lord of the Vampires?
Vampire King, Phil. Jeez.
That's right. And remember, I said he bit Damian, but he didn't kill him.
Yes.
Well, let's see. Yes, Damian is a full-on vampire now, but he's like Blade. He's like he's not on the vampire side. He's like hunting down vampires.
But he is a vampire.
Yes. Yep.
So, does Dick appear? Does he go after Dick, or has Damian not decided what to do about that?
Oh no, Dick's in this story. Oh, yes, Damian is not conflicted. That's Dick right there.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. But no, he's because Damian gives him the whole "you killed my father," and Dick's like he was like my father too.
That's what happens when you're brothers.
And because Damian's like, "Why'd you kill him?" And he's like, he would have killed me if I hadn't stopped him, Damian. If I didn't kill him first, he would have killed me because I was a vampire. But then Dick shows Damian that he captured Alfred and a bunch of the other rebels. He's like, so he's like, you can kill. So basically, Dick's like, you can kill me or you can go save Alfred. He's like, and I'm not gonna give you another chance to kill me. So, but no. So yeah, that Damian crashes through the building to go save Alfred. So,
wow. So Dick and Damien are both alive at the end of that. Wait, and that's a one shot? Like that's it? There isn't another one?
Well, this takes there's that DC versus Vampires regular miniseries. That's like what is
Right.
it, 12 issues. Yeah, this takes there wasn't like a regular issue, I don't think, this month, so this kind of took the place of that.
Oh, okay. So this is like a tie-in.
Yeah. But
Nice.
yeah, no, I mean Damien saves Alfred, but like he stakes Fire, who is a vampire, and she kind of like fries Damien a little bit. He's all weak, and you know, Alfred's like, "Here, drink from me, heal yourself." But then Dick shows up to talk to Alfred. And
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like, who's that tall person?
yeah, no. Dick shows up, and like, Alfred will not call him Master Richard. He's like, "Oh, hello, Richard." So yeah, it's but he says,
But Alfred doesn't kill him.
well, I don't think he kind of has the stake holding up, but I don't. Well, again, Damien just drunk from Alfred, so I don't even know if he would have the strength to do it if he wanted to, if he was going to do it or not. But yeah, they talk, and Dick says, "I'm sorry, I haven't had a chance to ask you yet." He's like, "Do you want me to make you one of us?" And of course, Alfred's like, "I don't know. I don't want to be a vampire." So, hold on, fixing my
I
camera.
wonder if we'll ever get the story of like how Dick first became a vampire. Like, how did he become
They
a vampire
better,
and then the king of vampires?
yeah, they better, because they never showed it. They never showed where
The
he
thing
became.
is, it's like he must have been not the first vampire, but kind of the first vampire among the heroes, right? Because isn't that how they figured out that one of the heroes was a
Yeah.
vampire? Was because they were turning all of the other heroes into vampires?
Yeah. But no, because Dick's like, he's like, "Alfred, I'm sorry." He's like, "I didn't mean for any of this." Jason, Tim, and he's about to say Bruce, and Alfred's like, "Don't you dare say his name." And Alfred says, "What do you want from us?" And Dick's like, "I really don't know." He's like, "I just want to make sure you take care of Damien." And but Dick's like, "Yeah, you won't get another shot at me. I made sure you won't get another shot at me. I just want to make sure the kid's okay." And Dick's like, "This is forever." He's like, "I want to make sure your kind and my kind can share the planet." But he says, Damien, even though he's still a vampire, has something the rest of us lack: compassion. And Alfred says, "I'm sure if you look, Matt," he's like, "I'm sure if you look, Richard, you'll find that, you're not so different. Master Bruce's blood pumps in his veins, but you were both his sons."
I was gonna say, I'm like, when you think of the bad who's compassionate, you definitely think that of Dick
I
more
know.
than Damien.
Again, they better show when he got turned into a vampire, because he even says, he's like, "Well, maybe the difference is when he turned, he had you. When I got turned, I had no one." Dick says.
Yeah, interesting.
But then he's like, "I'll let if you take care of Damien, I'll let you walk out of here." So he lets Alfred leave with Damien, and Vampire's like, "Goodbye." So, so yeah, no answers, but yes, we did. Dick did confront what's left of the family. So
Had some emotional moments, and now we know Alfred's not a vampire and Damien is. And well, we don't know about Barbara and Cass, right? But we know that Bruce, Jason, and Tim are dead.
yeah, Bruce James. Oh yeah, we knew about Bruce. He got the.
Well, yeah, and also Jason, and it was pretty sure with Tim.
Yeah. Because that's what they were even talking about. Yeah.
But they don't talk about Cass or Barbara in the issue.
Yeah. No. But speaking of family drama, we also get more of that in Task Force Z number 8.
That's Jason's book, right?
Yes, he's been. Yeah, it's basically Suicide Squad, but with like zombies. And a few issues back, he learned the Amanda Waller of this thing, trying to make it. I don't know if making a name for himself with the government or what, is Two-Face.
What? Two-Face is the leader?
Yep.
Well, that's
and so I don't know if
suspicious.
that was like. I guess that was new information for them. So Batman was telling Jason, who was basically undercover, come in, and Jason's like, no. So I don't know if Jason has something cooked up, but in this issue, while Bruce is fighting some of the zombies, he sends Dick, Tim, and Cass to bring Jason in.
Like into the cave, or like to help them
Like,
fight
yeah,
zombies?
bring him home.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna have some words with him. Well, Jason even breaks into the cave for something, and they're just like, no, we're gonna give that Lazarus resin back. Yeah, there's a lot of confrontation between them here. Because you get some like fight scenes with Dick and Jason, and then even like, then Tim jumps in. Jason like cracks Tim in the face with a crowbar. Man, he breaks his nose.
What?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's back to being a dick again. But yeah, then they make it down to the subway, and they're fighting, and he like knocks Dick on the like tracks as the train is coming, but Jason helps him get off the tracks, and then he's like Jason goes, come on, if I let the C train kill you, everyone will be mad at me for weeks.
Weeks? I think longer.
And Dick goes, oh, funny. He goes, oh, sorry about that. He goes, sorry about the cheap shot. And Jason goes, what cheap? And Dick just like decks him. So yeah, they had him captured, but then when Batman says, "Oh, bring him in," Jason kind of disappears from the subway station. And it was funny. Dick was the one to take him down, but Jason even says, he's like, Cass is the dangerous one, But even Jason was like, he's like, just the three of you? He's like, you didn't bring Stephanie or Duke or anyone? And I think, was it Dick or Tim was like, no, Dick was just like, no. I figured this was all we needed to bring you in, just the three of us.
And then Jason was mad.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know if Jason has his own plan to bring down Harvey or whatever. So, or what? I mean, they're trying to make it look like he turned traitor, but I think he just has his own thing. But he's not going to let anyone tell him what to do.
Match.
Mm-hmm.
So how is that book overall? I mean, like, is it good?
It's all right. Yeah. Because like they had like zombie versions of, well, Bane's alive now, so it's like a clone of Bane. They had zombie Man Bat. Yeah, it was real. It was more weird towards the beginning, but yeah, now it's a lot of, it's like Harvey Dent's trying to, put together a new Suicide Squad.
I mean, but Jason's still like regular Jason. He just counts as a zombie since he was dead and got revived, right?
Yeah, he's not like a zombie. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's just been leading the zombies. He's like a zombie. Oh yeah, and then when he breaks into the cave, Barbara's there. He's like, "Oh hey, Barbara, I didn't know you'd be here."
Is this when before they try to take him down, or after?
Yeah. Because I don't know if they planned for that. Because then once he leaves the cave, Barbara's like, "He's on the move." Dick's like, "Okay, got him."
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So they are fighting him in the subway.
Yeah. Well, they were fighting him in the street. Then they kind of went down into the subway. Okay. Yeah.
But this is the first time that the families appeared in Task Force Z.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because like Bruce made an appearance or two, but yeah, the rest of them really haven't. All right, you want to talk some new Teen Titans games?
Yeah, let's do it. That's all the news.
Yes, as far as I know.
Yep, seems true.
True. Well, you know what? Maybe next week I might have more because Road to Dark Crisis comes out this week. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I believe
since it's the end of the month, I should be getting the physical copies of my comics.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't get Task Force Z, so.
Yeah, but yeah, Road to Dark Crisis comes out this week. I think that's the one. I'll let you know. I think that's the one where the article says, Dick basically tells everyone they're not dead. Don't believe it.
Fair enough. We'll find out.
All right, so yeah, this was the first time I read this new Teen Titans games.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It was good. I mean, it had that old school vibe, the original series, which of course it's more Wolfman and George Perez.
So I will say, as I read it and I was just kind of like booking through it, that sometimes I was a little bit like, wow, this is really weirdly confusing. But I guess I would say I think that's because, I mean, so like, hey, spoiler alerts, everyone. Hopefully you read it, but it turns out King Faraday is the games master, but his overarching point isn't a supervillain thing. Is like, I'm doing all of this weird convoluted stuff to, steal a missile or, achieve X. His point is, I'm doing all of this weird convoluted stuff to show the US government how vulnerable the US could be to these different kinds of attacks. So in that sense, it makes more sense because, at first you're like, who is this game master? Why is he doing all of these ridiculous things? Like, there's so many
the whole thing,
goofy things going on.
The whole thing is so weird, yeah. Because even in the beginning, he's like, "You guys got to kill this guy," and it's like, "It's you." Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it, but in the beginning, it was a lot of too much of the spy stuff in the beginning before we even get to the Titans. I'm like, get to it.
Well, and I imagine, I mean, it still worked, but that really worked in the 80s, because it was still.
Yeah, I just wanted to get to the Titan stuff, and
I mean, honestly, it didn't necessarily work as well in 2011 when it came out, but 11 years later, it works just as well. It's like, oh, we cycled back. It's almost like the Cold War again.
Yeah.
Sad face. Wah wah. So in that sense, it makes sense. But yeah, I guess, yeah, I thought sometimes it was confusing reading, but it was good because even though I read it before, I actually didn't remember that the games master was Faraday. So I was like, who is this guy? So I was kind of like, what? This is so convoluted. What's his game here? And then when it was like, oh, the game is the point because it's really just to show you all these vulnerabilities. I was like, okay, that's good. That makes sense because, so often it's, okay, we're doing all of these convoluted things because I want to, steal something, or I want to drill down into the core of the earth, or, something ridiculous. And it's like a death trap, like in the elaborate death trap in Batman 66. So at least with this one, I was like, oh, this wasn't a goofy death trap. This was the whole point. So I liked that.
I do like that. Yeah, they came up with like personalized villains for like each Titans member, but then like at one point, because they were going after like different like people close to each member of the Titans, and someone was like, "Oh, they're not going to, they haven't tried to like break into the Batcave or go after Batman." I love things like, yeah, they're not Matt, or was it somebody else?
Or,
yeah, she's like, yeah, well, maybe I guess they're not masochists. It's like, okay, yeah,
it's probably one of the most hilarious panels. For some reason, he's not pursuing my connection with Bruce. Nobody's that much of a masochist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably Donna. So yeah, that was cute. Yeah. So yes, since it's a whole thing, we can't go through everything, but yeah, some of the cool. So I enjoyed. It was almost like a shout out because Dick had already been there, but not originally. But how the Cloisters made it in again. Yeah.
Yes.
So the Cloisters and spoke to us. And then, so I feel like there was a slight mistake in this In that, so you see him there, observing, and clearly that's a photo of Bruce, Dick, and Jason. And then it's designed like Jason, but they call him Tim. And so I feel like that was.
Yeah.
I feel like that was because they used a lot of the same art from the 80s, and that was Jason. But by the time it came out, I mean, of course, by the time it came out, Tim wasn't Robin either. But
no, he only wore that suit once in Lonely Place of Dying. That was it. Yeah, because if you look this up, it even says there's so many things in here that the story's pretty much out of continuity. No matter what. So
yeah. So I was like, that's clearly Jason, and they said Tim. I was like, wait, what?
I find that weird since it's Marv and George. Couldn't they have just been like, make everything fit? Couldn't they have just been like, hey, okay, this takes place between this issue and like this issue? So
yeah, I don't know. I wonder if DC told them to say that, or
maybe
because it like totally looks like Jason. Also, you have some quality 80s, like where Dick is running in his super short exercise shorts.
But because I was trying to remember, like some of the people, like they closer, the Titans and stuff, and even what's her face, Cyborg's girlfriend. I'm like, did she didn't die in the book, in the comics, did she, or did?
No, just in this.
Yeah.
Because
didn't they did they break up or something, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I was gonna say she either just like disappeared from the book, or yeah, that's what they were saying. It's kind of just the continuity doesn't match up.
Right, yeah, because it didn't come out. So,
but like, of course, once again, perfect George Perez pencils, and he did a lot of.
Well, they do a good job with the characters, like King, Faraday. I thought your people were prompt, and it's like, first, they're not my people.
Mm-hmm.
So how he leads, and of course, it's Disco Wing. Yeah.
I love when he meets Dick in the park to training as Dick's like swinging off a light pole.
Well, the other thing is, if this had come out, it might have made people like Danny Chase more, because he is pretty heroic in this. And not that he wasn't heroic in the Titans, but just like he was so annoying in New Titans that like nobody liked him.
I just wonder. Yeah, I know. I wonder if part of that too was them trying to redeem him too, because he was always a jerk, but at least in this story they tried to give him a reason why he acted like a jerk. Because he didn't want to get close. Yeah.
But Raven does give us a hint. After King Faraday's like, the gang's masters, trying to show the U.S. is vulnerable to attack, blah, blah, blah. Then she says, Dick saying, Faraday's a Cold War soldier. I warn you not to dismiss him so quickly. More than fear and hate, I sense desperation, and that makes him dangerous. Because he is dangerous for sure.
Did they always have a giant T-shaped table?
They have a giant T-shaped tower, so why
I know
not?
that, yeah.
Gotta stay on theme. Okay, so then I'm at the page where it's like a quality callback to also when he says nobody's that masochistic, they're not pursuing the connection with Bruce. It's also feels like a nice callback to when who is Donna Troy when he's driving. But on that same page, the Corey's page, number 1 wingnut is her shirt.
I know, I saw that.
That's amazing.
I love how they're like,
what a jerk, how they're trying to say like Raven's not an American citizen, and Corey, she's like, I'm from Tamaran. Oh. Well, what do I do? Like, she's like, I don't understand. What are you talking about? And then trying to audit Vic's grandparents. That is very scummy Faraday. That is a low blow.
I know.
A low blow.
But yeah, I mean, I know they tried to redeem him, but I still thought Danny Chase was a jerk. It's almost like he was almost like personality-wise like an early version of Damien, but not even pulled off, as charming or
I mean, he was just like their version of sullen teenager, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
And then they have their little cards. Oh, how does the games master know this? But it turns out he's Faraday, so then it makes sense.
I know they look like cards from like, I don't know, like either like a board game or like a role playing game.
Yeah, they're like the kind of cards you would buy at the comic book store.
Exactly.
So yeah, then because they need to get people to safety, they're telling them to be careful. And yeah, that's totally how they draw Jason. But he's like, and Tim. I was like, wait, what? That's not Tim.
Yeah, I know, because basically all I had to do is change, the word Jason to Tim, and it's like, all right, there you go.
Yep. At least they're happy, and it's more like in the continuity, the Judas contract, because Bruce is like, Dick, with an exclamation point. He's not like, rah, 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 I told you never to come back, or whatever.
That's true, yeah.
And he's like, Bruce, we have to talk. And they do talk. I mean, off page, but obviously, even though no one's enough of a masochist to go after Batman. And then Donna goes to help her people. And did you see their address is 38, which that was the issue number who his daughter Troy was.
Yep.
So that's cool.
And then just Corey flying people away.
Yep. Yeah. Are some of those Donna's people? Is that?
I'm
not quite sure. It doesn't look like it. I'm not sure who those people are.
There's a blonde woman, yeah, and then I'm not sure. Well, then Vic goes for his grandparents on that cruise.
I know. They're probably sad that they got taken out of that cruise.
Well, yeah, his grandfather's checking out all the young ladies.
I know.
I love when they do the call for Joey, man. They call like all his like girlfriends. There's like 7 different calls.
Yeah.
7 different women.
And there are 7. I know. I didn't remember that either. I was like, man, I didn't know that Joey had so many girlfriends.
Oh, I think I remember a lot of some of those stories. It just seems like, yeah, he just walks in a room and women just like swoon over him,
Well, he's supposed to be that like sensitive artistic type that the girls.
Oh yeah. Quiet.
But yeah, that was funny. How?
Oh, and then I love when they show his mother and she's talking to Wintergreen. It's like, and she's like, "Where is he? Otherwise occupied." Meet a Deathstroke, and she's like, "I hope it's his funeral."
I know, but yeah, that was funny. Well, and it's like the later Titans writers, they didn't need to sex Dick up. The Titans already had a dude who gets all the girls. They had Joey, man.
Well, yeah, because Dick's in a committed relationship now, so we need that young swinging playboy.
That's right. Our Renaissance man, since he was also at the fair. But yeah, I'd forgotten that, and that did crack me up. Betsy, Megan, Jocelyn, Kayla, Jessica, Morgan, Trinity. I was like, dang, Joey. And some of the pictures, like the last one, they're naked in that picture.
Oh, yeah. Well, remember, he's an artist, man. He, nude figure models.
Indeed. Joey, you sly dog, you. Yes. All right, and then
But yeah, that's Sarah. I'm like, wasn't the scientist he dated too Sarah? Didn't he Cyborg date a lot of Sarahs?
I don't remember.
Because this is Sarah Sims. I thought Sarah Charles was like the one from Star Labs or something.
Oh, maybe.
But yeah, they figure out she's the target, and then they try. Dixon or Cyborg's out on the ocean with his grandparents, so they're like, someone there in a hurry. So they try to call Raven. She's left her communicator behind. When they can't get a hold of her, they're like, someone call Wally.
And then Donnie goes, Gar goes, Starfire goes.
Yep.
Who's the one in the car?
Wait.
Doesn't look like any of them.
I don't know. But yeah, no, Sarah jumps on this bus because
That's like a CBI person.
Yeah, because there's a bomb on the bus for with her and the disabled kid, so she gets everyone off that bus and then drives it away, so the bomb gets away from those kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, Corey took off. Corey's the closest, but she still doesn't make it.
Oh, it was so sad. That was so heroic. I mean, she was a hero.
And then of course Vic's angry.
Yeah. So then we see that guy who's smoking, and he's like, check and mate, fair day, and a new game begins. So you're supposed to think like, maybe he's.
Yep. I do like in this that Cyborg wasn't angry with Raven, because she's like, it's my fault I didn't answer my communicator. He's like, no, that's not your,
I know they do a good job in this one. The Titans, better than a lot of other heroes, at least in this, are doing a good job at blaming. Well, and they don't always, but in this one, they're doing a good job of blaming the people who are actually responsible instead of.
I mean, he was flying off the handle with certain people, but I mean, I'm just glad, he didn't like even for 2 seconds like yell at her.
Right. Well, he's flying off the handle at Fair Day, and then it turns out that is exactly the person he should have been flying the hand.
Oh yeah, well he yells at Fair Day. That's your enemy. Come on. So yes, they're trying to track down this enemy. Oh, is this when they like split up and they each get like their own?
Yeah. Well, it's like somebody's going to the Guggenheim. They're going to the United Nations.
Gar's going to Space Trek, his old show.
Yeah.
Because Faraday's been telling them the whole time, you need to kill this guy, and they're like, no, we're not killers. And now Vic suddenly, Vic's like, oh, I'll kill him. But, oh yeah, Dawn is in the subway. Corey's like above Manhattan.
Well, we see that guy gets killed because it was revealed Sarah was not supposed to die.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where we get that explosion by the docks. Yeah, and then you realize there's something. Oh yeah, I guess there's an explosion that the games master has put in each of these people so that they're.
Yeah.
But also, so it's like I guess that would make sense for 2011. Like, I found a hard disk in his pocket. I mean, we still had USB drives then, but that isn't what you find in somebody's pocket now.
Yeah, 2011, that's still kind of pushing it though. Although I think that, again, I mean, as long as it took, I think they even delayed this getting released even more.
And it's like, okay, we have all these clues. Right. And so that's why it's like, oh, okay, so they're looking at tunnels and stuff. Something is up, and that's why Gar goes to his show.
Yeah, everyone's starting to get their own enemies too. Gar's like fighting like we'll see him like cartoon figures.
Yeah.
And Vic
So,
gets
yeah,
some guy.
Donna's, yeah, so everybody's not necessarily going to a spot as meaningful as like for Gar.
Yeah. No, but like Vic's fighting some guy in armor.
And Vic goes to the power and light, which is what he does. Donna's in the subway.
Yeah.
Where she gets that person that manipulates her dreams, nightmares. Corey's on the bridge. Joey, he's at the Guggenheim, so that does have to do with him.
Oh yeah.
And they knew he'd go there. Oh yeah, Raven's the one at the cloisters. Danny goes to the United Nations. And then Dick goes elsewhere as he's following the clues.
Yeah, a lot of this is those battles. Yeah, Dick finds the smoking guy. Yeah, that's it. That's a good, nice big panel there. Him just like backhanding the guy pretty much. I've had enough of you.
Yeah, I gotta find it.
Oh, because what did you think of this when Dick's fighting the guy and he says, "You need to understand, you and I weren't matched just because we're both strategists. As you were taught by Batman, I was trained by the League of Assassins. I'm every bit the combatant you are." As he like throws a knife and like cuts his side open. But I exceeded their training. They couldn't control me any more than Batman could control you.
Yeah, I gotta find it. Yeah, I mean, I thought that was interesting. A little. I mean, it feels like
A little on the nose, but yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily that Batman can't control him, but yeah, I guess I'm not quite sure how Dick finds him.
Here, let me try to remember here. Yeah, because there's a lot going on with all these battles.
Yeah, and you see, but it must be a spot where they've been detecting, because he's following something. Because there's with Raven, he's like, Raven, where are you, Raven? And he's in some kind of. I mean, I think he's getting off his motorcycle. He's in somewhere, and he was where he was with Danny at the UN. So they must have gotten some sort of signal to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm flipping through. There's a lot of battle. Oh yeah, because when you get there, make sure you scan all the cables. Yeah, because the Faraday gave them some sensors too, because that's how Corey was picking up a signal on the bridge.
Oh yeah, there Nightwing's driving somewhere. Yeah, he's on his
Yeah.
motorcycle. You see him, and she's like, I'm fighting someone named Asteroid. And she's like, you need backup? He says, no, you too. So then he keeps going, I guess, to.
So yeah, Dick's fighting this guy as everyone else is fighting their own separate battles. Yeah, this would have been pretty many issues of like the regular series if they didn't do this graphic novel, because there's a lot of fighting here.
I think maybe they always meant for it to be like a standalone thing.
Yeah, like a couple issues. Yeah, probably. Bam, bam.
I thought the one that was pretty good was I didn't quite get the Knight and Squire. I mean, it's obviously a different Knight and Squire because I always thought like, isn't Knight and Squire the Batman and Robin of the UK?
Yeah.
And this is different, but that was really smart that they sent the Knight blind person, a blind woman, so then Joey couldn't go in. Like that's pretty wild.
Oh yeah, they kind of do a flashback here where they're talking about like checking out, where Dick's telling everyone where to go. Check import warehouses, shipping dockets, the CBI monitors, all suspicious activities in and around major cities, and Danny even says, "Yeah, I'll check satellite recon." So
yeah, so I think that must be how he just through one of those. That's how he finds the guy.
oh, there we go. Dick was even telling the guy, there was more information out there than you'd expect. In fact, I'm pretty sure I was led to you. That's when Dick throws one of those discs at the guy, and the guy's like, "Of course, don't you see? We were a diversion. The games master played us." And Dick's like, "Wait, you're not the games master?"
Yeah, I know he has that huge replica.
Oh yeah, the city. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yes, as they're fighting. Which is pretty snazzy. You just see the gold on the disco. Yeah. And then he defeats him.
It was funny that the fight at the museum, that lady dropped Cricket Squire because Joey took her over. She's like, "What am I doing?"
Oh yeah. Something's making me. But yeah, I thought that was so like right when the guy's like the games master played us, you're not games master, that like he explodes.
Yeah,
The games
I think
master
it
had a
says,
whole
yeah,
lead up.
self-destruct. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty freaky.
And then when Dick's like back on the cycle, Danny's like, "I found a bomb." But yeah, the rest of them are still fighting their battles. But
Yeah,
Corey's been messed up because Dick finds her and he like yells for Raven to help her. She's dying.
yeah, because Raven fights through with that kind of like sister person or whatever. It's like no. But yeah, most of the power of the city's been turned off, so Dick will be able to track any sudden electrical output. Subway's down. And then Dick's like, "Danny, what's going on?" Danny said, "I'm in deep trouble. I can't defuse this bomb. I've got 30 seconds. So basically, Danny gets desperate and just basically makes a telekinetic shield to try to contain the explosion. Yeah, because Corey's all messed up, so she can't leave, and it's like, yeah. Danny's like, I have an idea.
Dick's bandaged up. He's like, "It's just a knife wound and minor, 1 inch to the left, and we wouldn't be talking, Dick." But it wasn't. I wanted.
That is so. I was raised by Batman.
Yeah,
Butter knife wound. Like what?
yeah, that was a Bruce line.
But then I feel like again, this was just so we could get our 80s Nightwing beefcake in there because yeah, okay, he's got he got his knife wound fixed up, and then like for the final fight, he just runs in there without his shirt on.
Yeah.
It cracks me up.
then Danny's hurt too because he threw up that shield. So
yeah, so this is how it's like I found some of the strategist files, and it's like Games Master had to fill out release forms. The rest of them going to need a new plan. So I'm wondering if so it must have been Faraday that arrested them and released them. So I wonder if Dick's suspecting, but Vic knows it because there's this force field, and he calls his buddy at the like the city electrical, and they're like, and they tell Vic he's getting the power to do it through Titan's Tower. And that's how Vic realizes Faraday's the game master.
that's right.
So it's like, you still want him alive? We don't kill. Vic, maybe it's time we did. Maybe that's what we have to do to make this world make any goddamn sense. And that's it. And then Nightwing's like, that's exactly what he's doing. So then they go. And like you said, we have a great picture of, yep, I don't need my protective shirt, even though I have a knife wound. Whatever. Let's just go. And then, yes, they're amazing. I mean, this was pretty cool. And I was like, Logan, your sensors detected you. You can't hide. Can't shoot a bird for trying. I've got the marksman medal to prove it, but that means looking at me. And guess what? Oh, Joey takes him over.
Yep.
He's like, Vic. Vic's yelling at him. He's like, Vic, we got to shut down the generators. I think Gar, hero inside a hero. Bet you didn't see that coming. And so this is it.
We have to blow up the tower.
Strategy's like, we knew you would leave your own power up. Probably I would think they probably just forgot about it because they have their own generators since they're not on the main line. It's like, we're sure about this. It has to be Vic's call. And so they destroy the tower because it's the only way to destroy the generators, which destroys the force.
Yep. And then get our endings. Hey, look, Danny got robot fingers.
So they explain, what happened, how they're rebuilding. And Dick's, it's kind of a weird, but he must be talking to government people. And saying he saw a threat, but instead of which this is a really good line. He saw a threat, but instead of wondering why someone would want to attack us, he fell back into your Cold War mentality where it's destroy them before they destroy you. This committee's like, we'll not be lectured to by children. Rude. And then they're gonna just make Faraday forget that it happened.
Oh yeah, the agency's gonna make him forget.
Yeah, Danny gets his robot hands, which is pretty cool. I love it. He's like, I wanted to get video game controllers. that are funny.
And then we get a quick
And everyone's
visit.
like, "Whoa, this is a big trend. This is a big hole."
Yeah, Roy, Garth, and Lilith and Wally show up.
Yep.
But after that, everyone takes off.
Take off for pizza.
That's right. And Dick's like, thanks for stopping me for doing something I'd regret. And Dick's like, I don't think you would.
Deathstroke's back, Brother Blood's back, and Gar wants to become a comedian.
First sign of the apocalypse.
Dun dun. And then in this, they kind of give you like a description of some of the things they changed. Like how they had to, some of the stuff they had to keep and some of the stuff that they had to change up.
Mm-hmm. That was a good one. Like I said, it was the first time I read it.
Well, it's interesting in the back, one thing that I remembered. So originally, as they wrote this, so it says Faraday will get his just desserts. And in the original version, the Games Master sounds like it's not the same person as Faraday, because they're describing in a cell, Faraday smokes a cigarette as he sits next to the Game Master, who never reveals his real name throughout the entire story. They share knowing looks. Faraday remains cool. While the terminally ill Game Master will never play a game again. Suddenly, a shrill whistle seems to be coming from the Game Master's body. The guy's wired to go off. Faraday bangs the door. The Games Master says, "Sorry, Faraday, that was your last move." The cell explodes. Titans rush up to the smoldering cell. Nothing is left. How fortunate the Titans happen to be just out of the bomb's range. In fact, Dick never even suggested that any one of them stand guard. Where'd the bomb come from? Why didn't Dick find it when he frisked the Game Master? Nightwing says nothing. The game is over. And then Wolfman says, "Nightwing a murderer? Don't think so. Frankly, I don't think this would have been the ending even back then. My thought is we put it in as a placeholder until we got to that section. When our editor Cunningham suggested we make a change, there was absolutely no protest." And then Cunningham, "Yeah, asking Marvin George to rethink this conclusion was my only real contribution to Games' story. I felt that Nightwing would not do this based on what we know of his character now. However, if this actually did see print in '88, it would have affected his character profoundly, since Marvin George were the guiding force behind Nightwing at the time. It would have been a natural progression of his character that they would definitely explore to the hilt. But in 2011, with decades of consistent character traits firmly established, and given this was a one-shot time capsule lifted from the past, it didn't fit in with the Nightwing of today. Marvin George agreed and attacked the story's climax, which what I felt was a spectacular solution." So there you go.
Nice. So yeah, pretty good one.
Yeah, so they're saying, so yeah, there is the, so in the original one, there is, it's like, so he does, so it is somewhat similar. Faraday goes insane about doing the right thing. I will find you. The real Games Master is dead, but Faraday has become him. He sends warnings. But it says, "Was there anything wrong with the original idea? No, but it meant in terms of page count, we'd be introducing the Games Master who we'd never seen before, and right at the very end of the story. We wouldn't be able to spend the time necessary to give him a convincing motivation. Ultimately, I felt I could do many of the things George had come up with, but by making King Faraday the unwitting villain, it would simplify the story and frankly make it more personal than a total stranger suddenly popping up and saying, 'I did it, I'm the bad guy.'" So I thought it would be more unsettling that Faraday was destroying New York City in his blind desire to save the world because he's one of the oldest characters. So, yeah, I guess that's kind of the other thing is like, seems Faraday doesn't totally know that he's the game. Because, for at one point there was like Games Master Words and Faraday. So it's like,
Yeah.
he doesn't always know that he's doing it. So there we go.
So that's right, kids. A blast from the past, from the not too distant past.
Yep. It's like the past, and then also it's like the 80s and 2011.
Exactly.
2022.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. It's probably one of the last, if not the last, Titans things that George Perez is probably going to draw.
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't he draw like the Teen Titans Convergence?
Maybe, yeah. Oh yeah, maybe. It's hard to remember. That man draws everything.
Yeah.
If it's a Marvel or DC character, he's probably drawn them somewhere.
Yep. Probably.
All right. So anything else?
No, I thought it was good. It's a cool blast from the past. Always good to see Marv and George together again.
Yep.
And it had some good lines like, nobody's that masochistic.
That's true.
It's probably my favorite part.
Yeah. All right, kids. So yes, only 2 more weeks until summer of '69. So next week we'll be covering that Titans United miniseries from a few months back. So we'll do that, and then in 2 weeks the Robins miniseries. That's gonna be fun. So, and that'll round out June. So then we'll get into a bunch of Robin stuff for summer of '69.
Yeah.
When young Dick Grayson was the only Robin.
Although he does go off to college, and that's right around when he goes from Boy Wonder to Teen Wonder.
Yes. So keep an eye on social media because I'll be busy posting stuff for pretty much every show. Pretty much every show we do is doing summer of '69. So yes, you keep your eyes peeled on all the social media for all your Marvel and DC 1969 issues. So, but yeah, send us your thoughts. Yeah, next 2 weeks, Titans United and the Robins miniseries. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Nightwing News on Facebook, on Twitter. Join the Nightwing fan group on Facebook. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Everything we do gets a video, even creator interviews, all of it. So, yes, smash the subscribe button so you never miss a moment of anything we do.
Smash it.
And most importantly, subscribe to the Patreon. Again, early access to creator interviews, including Mr. DG Chichester talks to me and Lilith every month. You'll get early access to those talks, which are great.
I got the good mic out for you guys.
So, yes, the current episode, the Von Strucker Gambit. If you're a patron, you would get early access to that. The 1991 annuals of Daredevil, Punisher, and Captain America. So, you should subscribe. Or superhero movie brackets. May's episode was a hotly debated Batman Forever versus Batman and Robin.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we even put into the new rules. Yes, if there's any ties, our patrons get to break the tie. So, again, you get voting power for your patronage also. And if that's not enough, pick yourself up some Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merch. Find it all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And for those of you who are huge Dick Grayson fans or want to know more, pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. It's on Amazon. You know the way, the Amazon. So Yes. Great read. You know what? While you're on there picking up new Teen Titans games, pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. Be a great gift for all the Dick Grayson fans in your life. Those 2 books. All right. Thank you, everyone. Come back next week for a different version of the Titans. Closer to the TV version, you'd say. Kind of, sort of. It's like the characters from the show, but they're DC Comics. It's confusing. Don't worry. We'll be here.
Read it and you'll find out. But hey, I mean, at least it's like a contained story. You only have to read 7 issues.
That's right. That's right. And then that Robin's miniseries is 6. So yeah. And then in a few weeks here, we'll get the new Nightwing issue. So send us your thoughts on that. All right, kids, come back next time. Remember, join us same wing time.
Nightwing channel.
The Nightwing News. Thank you, Marvin George.